Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our sixth episode here in the EMC to the Skies playthrough. We have a bunch of stuff we want to work on today. I did a little bit of research in the quest book, come up with a plan on how we're going to do some things going forward. And first things first, I want to fix something that I did a little wonky in the last episode. So let's grab this here, and we're going to put it down over here. Let's get this coal and put it into our system just to get it out of the way. I had this set up so that we were using these sequential fabricators to craft the coal into coal blocks, which worked fine, but I thought about it while I was looking around through stuff, and I realized that it's completely unnecessary. So let's grab some cobblestone and put some underneath here, just so I have somewhere to work. We're going to get rid of these power lines. Basically, it was a step that we don't really need to do because I was able to make compacting drawers, which are EMCable. And if I put one of those here, let me grab a door key before I forget to do it. Rather than having all that power expenditure on crafting coal blocks, this will automatically compact them. In fact, it'll do it all the way up to compressed coal blocks. So if we put this coal back in, and then now when we pull out a compressed coal block, we get 5,000 EMC out of each one, making it much easier for us to grab EMC from that system and put it into our system over here. Eventually, we can replace this with an EMC link, and this will just generate EMC for us. We can do the same thing over here. Grab this, and we'll just, in that spot, we'll put our other compacting drawer, and that will mean that we can go all the way up to compressed diamond blocks. Don't want to accidentally fall through into the void. And that will keep us set. So we can get compressed coal blocks here, compressed diamond blocks over here. I'll put this down. I just want to make sure, did I get everything out of here? I did now. We can break these. And all of that can go back into our system here. Don't need that. Those, we don't need that. All right. The next thing is, as I was going through, I realized that there's a chapter rewards section, which we didn't use. So when we finished basic rewards, we got a stack of iron blocks, which would have been useful at the time because we were struggling to get that first level of EMC. Now it's just a nice little boost of EMC. That's fine too. Bio resources gives us our bio generator and our crusher. Our tinkers gives us some tinkers parts. Our road to steel gives us some extra items from immersive engineering, which will be really useful in a couple episodes when we go to build our windmill. And the last one is our tier 2 progression, gives us 4 tier 2 mini catalysts, which means we have what we need to do another layer on our diamond farm up here. And so basically, whenever we have enough catalysts or enough EMC to generate those catalysts, I come up here, I add another layer up, and then connect these as inputs. And that means we can put these catalysts in, and that'll just speed up our diamond generation even faster, so we can get even more EMC out of it, and get that much closer to having the EMC that we need. So that's good with that. Let's put some of this stuff away. The Tinker's tools I'm not going to use right now until I have ability to get into that, because even though we have some repair kits, I don't want to end up with a tool that I can't repair. So we'll leave that off for now. The power stuff we'll save for when we get to immersive engineering. We're going to hang on to the crusher and the biogenerator. We're going to use that in just a minute. And you can see from my inventory, I've been messing around with our jetpack. The reason for that is because when I was looking through to figure out the next steps to progress into Project E, I noticed the Dimensional Resources tab. So in here, if we read the section on soul sand, it says, I recommend getting some sort of flight before heading to the Nether. The progression for getting soul sand is to actually go to a fortress and find some soul sand and collect that and bring it back and EMC it. So I've been working on just doing some of the basic jetpack stuff. In this pack, the mod that is used for jetpacks is called Iron Jetpacks. And so if we look here, Iron Jetpacks is a jetpack mod that's pretty simple, and it's kind of tiered. So we start with our wooden jetpack, which only gives us 20,000 FE, which would not last very long at all. But then we can progress through a couple different lines by making stone, and then we can make iron, or actually no, we can make copper, which we can then make iron, which means that we could make gold, which means we could make a diamond jetpack from the gold. And we could then go to emerald, but we don't have access to emerald yet. The diamond is the highest tier we can get. So I'm not going to do all of that on camera, but I am going to show you that basically with the wooden one, all we had to do was make one of these basic coils, and then we were able to use that with EMC to generate as many wooden energy cells as we needed. And then we made from the wooden energy cells, we made as many wooden capacitors as we needed because they're EMCable. And then same thing with our thrusters. And so now we have all the items for it without doing a lot of the crafting, which is really nice. So we need to get one more wooden thruster, which means we can just put it in here like this. And now we have the wooden thrusters we need. And then we could use that to make a wooden jetpack, which we've already did. But the jetpacks are EMCable, which means we can learn those and have them for if we need to make more. So I'm going to put all this stuff away. So I'm going to progress through all of the wooden jetpack, from the wooden jetpack all the way up to the diamond jetpack, so that we have a nice jetpack to use in the Nether. Well, it stretched the limits of our EMC. We have plenty of EMC now, but during the crafting, having lots of things in flux brought us pretty close. So I grabbed some more EMC. The stack of these compressed coal blocks gives us a lot. And then these compressed diamond blocks are crazy. For just 3 of them, we get 2 million EMC, which is more than doubles what we had. But we've gotten our diamond jetpack, and we did teach it to our system. So now we can make as many diamond jetpacks as we want. I'm going to make 2 of them. And we're going to work on another thing here really quick. We're going to grab a dynamo, and we're going to grab some coal to power the dynamo, and then we're going to grab wheat. We're actually going to use to craft hay bales, which we're going to teach our system. And I think that should be all we need. Actually, we want a drawer. We already have our drawer key. So I'm going to set up, see, where do I want to put this? Put it over here next to our system. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a biogenerator that we put down here. Kind of faced it the wrong way. I want it to face the other way for aesthetic purposes. And then on top of the biogenerator, we're going to put the crusher. For the crusher, I'm going to need some power, and we're just going to use a Sterling dynamo for that. And we're going to put in a stack of coal blocks, which will last us a long time. So this is now getting power. Above that, we're going to put this. In here, we're going to put in some hay bales, which we are going to lock. And we're going to set this tool out. This is going to start getting hay bales. Hay bales are going to be crushed down using the crusher to create biofuel. And then this system, oh, actually no, we want it in here. We're going to output and auto eject, so that biofuel gets pushed down in here to our biogenerator, which means our biogenerator is now using the biofuel to make bioethanol, which is producing us some power. Not a huge amount of power, but power. And we can put our jetpack in here, and it will start charging. Now it needs 30 million FE, and then we're generating 280 FE per tick. But for now, that's pretty solid that we can have our jetpack recharged. Other thing is I want to make sure we're going to. We're actually just going to. I'm going to load all of these chunks. Claim them all, actually. But we're going to force load the chunks around the center of our base. That way I know everything underneath here is loaded. And then basically we're going to let this charge. And then once it's charged, we'll put in the other jetpack. And it can just continue to charge slowly while we do it. Let's grab some more hay. Grab a whole inventory full because it's just EMC at this point, and we can just put that in here, and then that'll continue to make us bioethanol for quite a while. This is not going to run out anytime too soon, so this will keep running, and we can do that. If we get to the point where we need it to be renewable, we could do that. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. So basically, we just need to let that jetpack charge so we can head into the Nether. Another thing I want to do while we're going, since we're going to be going into the Nether, grab some diamonds, and we're going to craft diamond armor. Because if we have the diamonds, we might as well use it to head in, to keep ourselves covered with diamonds while we head into the Nether. Let me think what else we could do. We do have arrows. So let's grab a couple stacks of arrows. And if we grab some string and some sticks, we can at least get a standard kind of bow. Might as well teach that to the system. That way we have something that we can use while we're over there. We're done with this. And I want to grab some cobblestone so we have some blocks to build with. That's not what every once in a while when I try to shift click it goes wonky. It pulls out stuff I don't really want. Yeah. So we're really low on EMC already. There's a bunch of stuff out. That's okay, because we have made 2 more of these pressed diamond block in the time that we were doing all those things. And that gets us all the way back up to almost 2 million EMC. So well worth the investment into making this system over here. And this is very low tier. We can speed this up a lot faster because this is nowhere near the point where this is capped out. I'm actually getting kind of close. It's crafting pretty quickly, but we can expand that if we need to. I don't think we will because we're going to progress into higher tiers, so we may as well do that. Oh, I have 3 more of these catalysts. Did I not put these in? Or is that? Oh, that's where the EMC is. I accidentally pulled these out of our inventory. So let's tell you what. Let's do one more layer up here while we have it. And while we're waiting on our jetpack to charge, we'll just put one more layer on our diamond machine. These out to input. And then put these in. I think we could do another layer because it's not quite there to the point where this is running 100% of the time, which is what we really wanted to do. Even if we get this one running 100% of the time, it's not. This one is not going to be able to keep up with it. So we may have to do some tweaking on it. But like I said, by the time we get to the point where we're increasing this machine to run even faster, we'll be into tier 3 and we'll be making EMC even faster using that. So we're not going to go crazy with that. Check and see. Right now we're just under 1 million FE. This is going to take quite some time to fill up, so let's let that do its thing. Thought of something else that would be nice to take to the Nether, and to get to it, we're going to just take an oak log and smash it with a hammer. I've actually done quite a few of them, and we're going to use that to craft a few cardboard boxes. Extra wood chipping, just put them over here. This has not had time to fully charge. We're only at like 2 million, but I'm impatient, so we're going to swap it out. This one will continue to charge while we're using this one. And we need to get to the Nether. Now, I did already make obsidian, but I'm just going to show you how I made it, because I don't know if I did that on camera. But we need a few things for that. Grab our flint and steel a while I'm in here. Basically, all I did is I put a lava bucket in, and I used this diamond pick that I crafted by adding a diamond to our iron pick, and we were able to get obsidian that way. And the nice thing is I don't have to sit here and mine obsidian for hours, because obsidian is EMCable, which means we can put it in, and now we have a stack of obsidian. Beauty of EMC. So we're just going to go over this way. We're going to set up a Nether portal. Nothing too fancy. I'm going to put some torches on the side because I don't want things falling up above it. And then we will grab, light it, drop off a few things in our inventory before we go. That, or that. Okay, so I think we're all set. We have a bow, we have a sword, not a great one, but we have it. We have some blocks to build with, we have some arrows, and we have our jetpack. Let's head into the Nether, and then head over to this fortress, and see if we can't conquer it at least enough to get soul sand. Now, the fortress is not far away, which is why I think 2 million FE will be enough. I have set a spawn point here so I know where to go to get back, and we only have to fly a few blocks across to get to our place. So let's do that. V turns on the jetpack, G turns on hover mode. So let's see what we can do. I'm actually going to slow this down because it moves way too fast for me. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff on top, and that is not where I want to be. So let's take a look around here and see. Oh, first of all, there's a spawner. It's going to be hard to get into. I think I'm going to try to just build a platform down here. So I have somewhere to stand, and then I can take some pressure off my jetpack and swap it for iron for my diamond armor. Okay. So, as far as I know, these cardboard boxes will allow me to get the spawner. It did. Okay, cool. Oh, maybe wither skeleton. Not very nice. Put another block here. Go this way so that we can grab that. Box. Okay, so now we have a mob spawner, blaze spawner in there. So that's one mission completed. Put our armor back away. Turn our jetpack back on. What I want to do is get inside one of these tunnels, if there are any. So let's take a look around. This is all just bridges. I don't see anything inside. Because what we need is one of the rooms that spawns that gives us like the chest spawns in the nether wart room. I just don't see one. on this fortress. So let's head back to spawn, since our jetpack is probably half empty now. Okay, so at least we got our blaze spawner. So what we're going to do with this real quick, I'm going to put this inside here. The one with the spawner, yes. Okay, so we're going to put this here. I put blocks up like this. This is going to allow us to get the blaze spawning without blaze coming into our base. Oh, it came right out. Put a cardboard box back on. Well, hey, at least we were able to get a blaze rod out of the deal, which is EMCable, so we never have to deal with that again. We'll leave that there for now. Blaze blood is not our priority right now, but at least we have it here. We can just unload it when we want to use it. We'll have to probably rebuild our smeltery to give more space for them to spawn without spawning outside of the smeltery. That's good. This jetpack is almost completed. I'm going to let another one charge up, and then I'm going to explore the Nether and look for another fortress that has what we need. Okay, I did some more exploration, and I found some more Nether fortresses, and the one over here actually has a spot where we can get inside the Nether fortress to hopefully find what we're looking for. Haven't made our way in to it yet. Swapped our jetpack for one that had a little more charge on it. So not a lot, but I think enough to get us there and back. Shouldn't be a problem. What we're going to do is just fly and land, and we're going to work on getting just a safe spot inside here. So what we were looking for is ones that have these tunnels so that we can go inside. So this is what we want. First things first, I want to make sure nothing sneaks up behind me. And I also want to make sure that I have a safe place to get away from wither skeleton. Good up food. Go up down. And we're just going to slowly try to get through this place. Oh look, right there. First thing we see soul sand. Let's play this safe. Don't have the best armor in the world. There's nether wart and soul sand. That's all I really need for me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to try to explore for, but I think that's all I really need at the moment. So I'm gonna call it on that. I'm also gonna put kind of a little landing platform here, so when I come back, it's easier for me to land there. It would be kind of nice to kill some wither skeletons to try to get a wither skeleton skull, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it right now. I want to get the resource generation going for now. Let's take our armor back off, put our jetpack back on, and head back over to spawn. So now that we have soul sand, we also, the other thing we need is netherrack, but we can craft that using lava and redstone, and they're both EMCable. So once we have that, we'll be set to get into nether ore generation. Let's put to put a platform here too, just so I have a little safer place to stand, because we're going to need to come in here to do our ore generation at some point as well. So let's head back inside, and we will EMC up things that we got. So nether wart is EMCable. Soul sand is EMCable. Grab a stack of that. And then let's get a redstone. We need a barrel. And we need lava. We also got some nether bricks, which is EMCable, so we have that learned now, which is pretty cool. All we need to do is put down a barrel, we fill it with lava, then we put a piece of redstone in, and that gives us a piece of netherrack. And instead of making a farm for it, we can just teach our system how to make it, and now we have all the netherrack we could ever want, which is pretty awesome. So, back to our quest book. What we were working on is dimensional resources. So we have finished this part. This shows us that we need to make the dimensional resource generator. So for that, we need crying obsidian, obsidian, and a tier 2 resource generator. So tier 2, obsidian, and crying obsidian is really easy in this pack. All we need to do is take some regular obsidian. We put water in the middle. It makes crying obsidian, which is, of course, EMCable. And so we're set there. So now, to make this, all we need to do is craft it. And that gives us our dimensional resource generator, which we're going to teach our system. The next step is working on the nether capsules. So there's nether capsules and there's advanced nether capsules. So the nether capsules gives a glowstone, gas tier, nether wart, and nether quartz. And the advanced ones gives us netherite scrap, wither skeleton skulls, and blaze rod. So getting into netherite is pretty cool, but this requires us to craft with nether advanced capsules. Ah, I see. So we need to place an EMC link below the generator and the wither skeleton skull on top of it. That will give us the advanced capsule. So we can't quite get into that yet until we get one wither skeleton skull and the basic EMC link. So we're going to work on the nether capsules, which in order to get them, we need to make a nether catalyst, which I already have up here, but it's netherrack bricks and a compressed soul sand with a tier 1 catalyst. So let's grab the tier 1 catalyst, because those we can make. For the other bricks, to make nether bricks, we need cobblestone bricks, netherrack bricks, and then once we have them, we can teach them in here. We'll get a stack of them, and we also need to make compressed soul sand. Same thing, we will put it in. Get a stack, and now we can craft one of these. Excellent. So let's put all this stuff away that we don't need anymore, and we have our dimensional resource generator and our nether catalyst. So let's go into the nether, set this up. So all we need to do is place this down, and we put in the catalyst, and it's going to start generating for us, and we will get the dimensional shards that we need to make nether resources. So we get, it's nether capsules is what they're actually making. So the things that we're looking for here, we already have soul sand, so we don't need to craft that. We already have nether wart. So we need to make glowstone and nether quartz. The magma cream, if we're going to need it, looks like we're going to have to just continue to let this thing go so that we can get more for it. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in here and on the chunk claim map, let's claim these, and I'm going to force load these as well. That way this thing can sit here in the nether and just generate nether capsules for us while we are in the overworld. So we need 3 to make glowstone and 5 to make nether quartz, which means we just need 8 of these. And once we have that, we can head back into the overworld, and that will give us what we need to get started. Because once we make the glowstone and the quartz, they're both EMCable, so we'll have enough that we don't have to keep crafting. Okay, 8 of them, ready to go. So it was 3 like this, and it was 5 like this, and we'll teach our system to make both of these. We're set there. So this opens up 2 different pathways that we want to take. We want to get, the glowstone was to get into Project E, and the quartz was to get into refined storage. And so in the next episode, that's what we're going to work on, getting through both of those. We want to get Project E set up, and we want to get nether quartz. But let's do the first step in Project E right now, because I'm excited to do it. We need redstone and diamonds to make this work. The redstone, diamond, and then all we do is we take a diamond, surround it in redstone, put glowstone on the outer edges, and we get our philosopher's stone. So that's the very first part of Project E that we're going to work on. We'll work on the other stuff in that later, but what we wanted this for, specifically, is I wanted to get different saplings. So the philosopher's stone allows you to change items in the world, and we want to get all of these. So this will go through and do all of them. So we have dark oak, acacia, jungle, spruce, and birch. And now we had access to all of that wood, but it was all through EMC, and I just want to be able to have it growing as well. So I'm going to set up some botany pots so that I can have each one of these growing, so I have a supply of all the different wood types, which means that when we go to do building of our mill that we're working on in our next building episode, we will have some of it just growing, and we don't have to worry about constantly pulling stuff out of the EMC table. I think that's going to call it for today. I think we're well over the 30-minute mark. And so today's progress was pretty good. We were able to get into the nether. We got nether resource generator, which gave us glowstone and quartz, and that'll open it up so that we can set up a storage system in our next episode. And then the episode after we finish refined storage, we will go back and do another building episode and build a proper place to store all of these things and start getting a little bit more organized. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.